Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harachak Wadash, the bonus for the elders and apostles of your millstone, who rule well and taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings been to you, hopeful, elect out the vision of this word with thought, truth, and sincerity. Shalom. This is an article on the slave patrol. Slave patrols, traditionally known as patrollers, patty rollers, or patty rollers by enslaved persons of African descent, which really, they ain't really African descent. You know, it's just Jake that fled to West Africa in after 70 AD. And slave patrols were organized groups of armed men who monitored and enforced discipline upon slaves in the antebellum, meaning the era before the American Civil War, upon slaves in the antebellum U.S. Southern states. And yeah, all those Edomites in the South, man, they're gonna catch way more hell. But what they do is they would literally, their job was to literally seek and lay wait and catch slaves. I see this image right there. And it reads down here, in the South, however, the economics that drove the creation of police forces were centered not in the protection of shipping interests, but on the preservation of the slavery system. Some of the primary policing institutions that were the slave patrols tasked with chasing down runaways and preventing slave revolts. Potter says the first formal slave patrol had been created in the Carolina colonies in 1704. During the Civil War, the military became the primary form of law enforcement in the South, but during Reconstruction, many local sheriffs functioned in a way analogous to the earlier slave patrols, enforcing segregation and the disenfranchisement of freed slaves. So their job, man, was to preserve slavery, which really doesn't matter because we're still in slavery, and these slave patrols are the modern day police. The modern day police right here. It's no coincidence that and the majority of these of the police forcemen are Edomites. Sure, you got Jake, but the majority of them are Edomites. Even if Jake try to enter into the things and complete those tests to become one, they end up getting rejected. But it's no coincidence. No coincidence meaning a remarkable concurrence of events or circumstances with apparent causal connection. It's like a remarkable concurrence of events or circumstances with the apparent causal connection. It's no coincidence that the police and slave patrols are alike. That's because they're the same thing. Ecclesiastes 1:9, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. And the Lord does create new things here and there. The prophecy about women compassing a man, Jacob's trouble, the MOB. But this is one of those things that have already been of old. Going back to the times in the Babylonian Empire, when the Lord delivered up the Southern Kingdom to the hands of Babylon. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. And shame shall cover you, man, and that should be cut off forever. And all throughout history, you've been the criminals. We all see that. Even your people even try and call you out. You guys are being exposed for all the violence you caused us, and yet you try to call Gad savages. When in reality, you guys are the true savages. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in a day that the strangers carried away captives, his forces and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. Just going into the times when Babylon sieged Jerusalem and Jerusalem collapsed. But thou shouldest not have looked on that day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of the destruction. That's lucky. And that's exactly what they did. They rejoiced and they took part in the collapse of our people. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in a day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway, to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. See that? And what happened back then, was that the Lord delivered Southern Kingdom up to Babylon, man. Captivity, Babylonian captivity. And what you wanted to do was, whenever you see, Israelite escaping from them, you just lay wait. You would lay wait to catch them and deliver them. Same thing like it says in 1 Peter 5:8, I believe it was. Satan seeketh whom to devour, and you guys are the spiritual counterpart. So like you guys are the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, man. So you guys have that same trait to lay wait and devour them like a lion. Psalms 137:7. Remember O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, meaning to bring down their race. For it to collapse, to destroy. Who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. This is during the time of the fall of Jerusalem. O daughter of Babylon. See? So, why is it talking about Edom, then the next thing it's talking about Babylon? That's because it's future prophecy that Sleazy would rule over what would become Babylon. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, and you are to be destroyed, man. We see all these things happening in the past, all these chariots popping out left and right. And these missiles, man. Alright, would you have Russia? Russia is threatening you, saying that they won't hesitate to attack you with missiles. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. And who's that? He? We are, man. Because we suffered captivity into you. And you guys brought us low, man. You guys brought us low. And you guys, all the wickedness you have committed to our people, man, this is worthy of destruction. And destruction is coming unto you. Woe unto you, Esau. Woe unto you. Death unto you. You're going to die. You're going to be extinct. That rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for the children of their father, for the iniquity of their fathers. And that's referring to you so-called white man. You Edomites. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. And that's basically self-explanatory. That's future prophecy for us, what we should do to your kids. I'm not going to go into detail for the sake of this video, lest it gets deleted. But yeah, man, this is self-explanatory right here. And you got a lot of you got a lot of what's that one word? A lot of guts. Showing yourself out right now still, like being puffed up. No, that's all gonna go away. So next thing you know, in the kingdom, man, when the tables are turned, because that's exactly what it's gonna be. It's gonna be, everything's gonna go opposite. When you guys run away from your owners, man, we're gonna go after you. And on top of that, we're gonna beat the living crap out of you, man. We're gonna make you give it the ghost. Anyways, I hope this video was edifying. Lord, will we continue to push. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushai, Bahasham Maharachak Wadash. The born to the elders and apostles like Green Millstone, who rule well and taught us 100% truth. Much peace to you, hopeful elect out there, pushing out this world with truth and sincerity. Shalom.